Hello everyone, and welcome to session 12 of Trials of VinTear, our ongoing campaign here in Arcane Focus D&D. I'm your Dungeon Master Mike, and joined with me are my amazing players. Say hello everyone.
Hello everyone.
Yes, my 5 amazing players who have agreed to be in this world, which includes the good, the bad, and everything else in between. We have Steve.
The pain.
Temple.
The glory?
Nick.
The fun.
Oh, Titan.
The wealth.
Oh, Amber.
I was gonna say the PTSD, but
And with our powers combined, we make
The trauma.
Hey, audience, watch this. That was a clear cut. Thank you so much, Post Mike, future Mike, for editing this. Why did that happen? Well, because all of this is fully edited. We do pre-recorded streams, especially if you're watching on the Purple app, Twitch. We do this because sometimes we have technical issues or toddler breaks. If you happen to see our little human running around, that's why. Hey, if you are intrigued by this series of events but don't have the time to watch 2.5 hours, join us tomorrow for Short Rest. It is a very well-to-do, us talking around, BSing around a 10-minute overview of this very episode. So it's a great way to get 2.5 hours and 10 minutes. Now, I know I'm moving very quickly, but that's because during this time, I would ask my players here to roll a d20, but we're not going to do that right now. No script to send out. I'm not singling out a single person. It's because you're all in the hot seat. We're going to play a game today.
Terrifying.
Great.
I was like, wait for it.
Here in Arcane Focus, we're nerds through and through. We don't just play D&D. Some of us are Magic the Gathering players, looking at you, Nick and Steve. Some of us are tarot nerds, looking at you, Amber and Temple. And some of us create content about nerdy stuff. Titan, welcome to the boat.
Yeah, thank you.
Me and you. But I think we can all agree that the world of comic books and comic book characters are fun, enjoyable, something that we go to movies for. The heroes, but more importantly, the villains. I certainly love comic book villains. So today, I've Googled, not vetted, it's simple, just a Google, some interesting facts about some famous comic book villains. Some of them are not so famous, but we'll get into that. And I would like you all to tell me what villain is associated to what fact. The person with the most right answers will get 10 temporary hit points. In order for you to buzz in, you actually have to say the word buzz.
I'm sorry.
Buzz.
You're not allowed to buzz in until I finish my sentence. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a interesting fact, and then you're gonna buzz in and tell me which villain this belongs to. Used to be a bellhop.
Do we lose points if we get it wrong?
No.
It's like anyone in Gotham City. I have no idea.
Do we get a hint?
No.
Not
Buzz.
do that.
Buzz. Yes, Steve.
The Batman symbol.
The Batman symbol. Yes. The famous comic book villain, the Batman symbol.
Yes. All right.
I will take away 1 HP from you now.
Psychic damage.
Ow.
No one? All right. The Red Skull used to be a bellhop.
Oh shit.
Oh, I was gonna
Okay.
go more like
Yeah.
the Riddler or something.
That's why I say I'm like every bad guy in Batman in Gotham City.
You know, I think to make this easier, and I think this is a good point for you guys asking for hints, I'll tell you the hero of the villain.
Oh.
So the
Okay.
antagonist. So here's the fact. Killed someone by throwing a poodle at them. And this is a Daredevil villain, I believe.
Buzz.
Yes, Nick.
Bullseye.
Yes, Bullseye did kill someone with a poodle. Nick, right now you get 1
Excellent.
point.
Did the poodle survive?
No.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
How dare you?
Next one is terrified of birds. This is a Batman villain.
Buzz?
Titan.
Is it the Riddler?
It is not the Riddler.
I know that. I see him in my brain.
That part, I'm like, I can see it, but I can't figure out who it is.
I feel like I might know, but no, that kind of doesn't make sense.
Nobody?
No.
All right, we're sacrificing this one. Despite their persona, the penguin is terrified of birds.
Doesn't make sense.
That doesn't
He's
make
a
sense.
penguin.
I was like, but no.
Maybe it's the same thought of like Batman, where he's like, I'm terrified of bats, so I'm gonna become one.
Yeah. Or maybe because they can all fly and he can't because he's a penguin.
Maybe. All right, we're gonna have one more, or we have about 3 more, so we're gonna go through them quick. But we have once destroyed a world because they partied too hard. This is a Superman villain.
I'm gonna take a stab at it. Buzz.
Steve.
Who is Darkseid?
No, but I can imagine the raves he would throw.
I know.
Everyone's like, what's a Superman villain?
Yeah, no.
Buzz.
Well, I'm trying
Nick.
to think of party.
Yeah, Bizarro.
It is not Bizarro. His parties would be boring.
Yeah, I was like, he's not-
I guess. Yeah, they're kind of inconsistent about the opposite thing.
It's, yeah.
I want to guess, but I don't think he's a party.
You have to say
person.
Buzz.
I know. That's why I haven't said anything.
You're doing better than us if you have an idea, so just throw it out there.
Fine. Buzz.
Yes, Amber.
Brainiac?
No, not Brainiac. I think we've hit our end here. Lobo.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Lobo
yeah.
once destroyed a world because he partied too hard.
That makes so much sense.
Trying to be like him.
All right, we have 2 more, so we're gonna go this one. Has a mental illness that prevents him from lying. I will remind everyone, I googled these, didn't vet them. It sounds stupid. This is a Batman villain.
That sounds so familiar, and it's kicking me right now.
Like a main one?
It is a famous Batman villain, so probably one
If
of
I
the bigger
keep
ones.
guessing the same guy over and over, what are the odds that I get it right?
Shoot your shot.
Well, now I feel like I have to for the bit. Buzz the Riddler.
Buzz.
What was that? Titan said Buzz. What was your answer?
The Riddler.
It is the Riddler.
Yeah! I'm pretty sure that one is actually it this time, but that would have been my 3rd guess in a row for it.
I had that thought too, and I'm like, if she doesn't say it, I'm going to.
I'm sure that he's lied in the comics, right?
Yeah, I feel like he has.
I think his whole thing is like he twists reality. He doesn't lie.
Wow. Okay.
He's like, parts of it were true, it's fine.
Last
Yeah.
one. Has inspired a dice set by Dakota Irish.
Ooh.
This is also a Batman villain.
Buzz.
Oh, I heard
Yeah, I
Nick
heard that
first.
one sometimes.
The Joker.
It is the Joker. Legally, we cannot confirm this, but because if you're interested of a glorious purple, green, and white blend acrylic set dice set, then check out Joker's personal set. It is a reference to the DC character, or maybe just to a court gesture. I don't know what legally they can do, so I'm just throwing both options out there in case. Let's see. Regardless, you can do more than just watch the world burn, as you can use these dice and actually make your D&D world burn if you really wanted to. You can also get 10% off the set while also using our promo code and affiliate link. Just use Arcane Focus D&D. Nick, for getting 2 right, most out here, you get 10 temper HP.
Okay.
Thank
There
you
was
for
a
the
missed opportunity for copy there, by the way. Watch the price burn with 10%.
Some man just wants to watch the price burn.
Yay, he did.
Master Wayne. Well, thank you so much, Dakota Irish, for the discount. With that all the way, you guys ready for a quick recap?
Yes.
Yeah.
Under the Church of the Singing Wave, our players investigate further into the blurred statues and visage of a long, oppressed. God, can't say the word today. Theories crossed everyone's mind minds as Morse and Diva conduct a few experiments, with one of them receiving a boon, and the other one a vengeful gaze from the Wave Mother. Heading southwards, the party crosses over a sunken land only to attract the beasts that lie within the mud. These dog-sized, shark-like creatures with 2 long appendages attack at their feet. At the same time, the glow of blue catches our party's eyes and attention as these floating jellyfish cross the muddy paths of land, and at the end of the fight, some of our members were left bloody and tired. Right, bloody tired. They pushed themselves into the barricaded center of learning, seeing 3 hallways, and after taking a short rest, they pushed towards the visions of tomorrow. Seeing ideas that the people of Mael were aiming to achieve, one of them, a working object, the jumper, seemed to be active, showing through the peephole a view of land, miles and miles out, past the sunken environment they're currently on. And I think the way we left off is currently we have Phoenix and Arrow investigating the door that leads them into the marine. I'll pull up the details for my own sake. For the marine biology study, with Legati and probably Diva probably hanging out by the jumper, and Morse just popping himself out of the exoskeleton that was not working but almost got lodged inside. What is the plan, everyone?
So, are we going to test the jumper, or should we just keep moving on?
I think we should return to the jumper when we are done here. If testing goes well, this may be the last thing we do here. I did want to check one more thing. I want to look at the jumper and see if it's possible. So, like, we can move it left and right, but is it possible to turn a dial on it or adjust it so that the distance changes, like it gets closer, the place it's looking at? I'd really ideally like to look at somewhere on this island with the jumper.
Yes. Yeah, you can dial it back. Right now, it's actually fully extended.
Okay, cool,
the only way you can do is zoom out, so you sort of start to move a dial. And you've worked with equipment like this. You've gone to school, so you've seen things like this. This is not fully uncommon. It looks altered. And the vision, with each roll of the thumb from land, middle of the ocean, still in the middle of the ocean, but this time you actually see like rain happening around you, and you are now looking towards northwards, just sort of the west side of the church.
All right. That is interesting and potentially helpful. I will think on this while we continue exploring.
All right. We're moving. Assuming we're moving to the marine biology study section.
Carefully, yeah.
Yeah, I have my short sword ready.
Okay, we're doing this.
I don't trust it.
I am assuming that I could not get the suit to work.
Yeah, you popped out. I think some time around it. It requires power as well. Unfortunately, in a container that you do not carry.
I will also walk to the next area, but I will do so disappointed.
Hanging your head all the way down.
Sadness.
Can I make a perception check before we just stealth our asses in there?
I'll say that the perception check that Arrow made is going to carry over to, like, even though this is a new day, new session recording, this just did happen in game.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Okay, so we're stealthing in?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyone who wants to move into the next room, make me a stealth check.
I'll follow the crowd.
Ooh, good start. I'd say knocking on wood immediately.
That's gonna be a 16 for me.
16 for you.
24.
24.
Ooh.
2 successes.
30-20.
30-20.
I'll be honest, it's not great. It's a 10.
You in that armor.
I got an 18, so we're all right.
18. 4 successes to 1 failure. Popping open the door, you are met with the smell of just dusted, like dust and old pages. There is a center sort of circle, almost like a globe, but used to be filled up with water and plant life and animal life, but currently has long overgrown, and any, a marine life that was once in there currently is long gone. There's soft light in here, especially underneath the globe, as well as on the outer rim on the ceiling. There are like light reflections off certain glass like figurines around here that give a projection of like a whale or a dolphin or a crab. And it looks like a family learning center, but they do have a lot of more adult books on the top shelves for those who wish to learn. And it's sort of like this, like an oval like center.
Doesn't have.
I'm just.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm gonna do a quick perimeter check, and then if that's clear, I'll hang out by the next door.
Okay. Roll me another perception check.
Is it straight because no sunlight sensitivity, or is it too bright?
Oh, you're still inside, so you're fine.
Okay, so it's still pretty dim.
Yeah.
Double checking. 10.
Okay. Yeah, you glance around, sort of, looking beyond some of the bookshelves here. You don't see any figures moving. Nothing seems to be shifting. The only thing that shifts occasionally is a bit of the light from that spinning globe in the middle where it had plant life. I think what you immediately see is that, like, in the far northern side of the study, there are like library desks, like where people actually would sit down and do work and talk and discuss. And more in the center and towards the south is like a lot more kiddish friendly, like smaller desks with like very tiny chairs and tables. There are like old drawings of like what could be maybe assumed to be a crab that just, child's drawings. And there's a lot more like documents and paperwork to the north.
One other quick question. Do I hear that same audio I heard at the door? Or am I able to identify where it's coming from?
It's hard to identify. It's definitely not in this room. I think you can get with a 10. But you do hear... you can tell it's female by its bright fins. And then other phrases start to speak out.
Okay.
If we're just looking in the room, can I go try to see if I can figure out where the projection coming on, like the source of the projection?
Yeah. Make me an investigation check.
I'm gonna head to the other door with Arrow because I have a feeling that voice
13.
is coming from the deep.
13? Yeah. Diva, you have to sort of jump, like grab a bit of the higher shelves and sort of lift yourself up a little bit. You can see that there are like these prisms made of glass sitting on what looks to be like almost like Lazy Susan dollies type of things where like it twists and turns a little bit, moving the prism around. And there is a soft light coming from behind it. They are just like etched glass.
Are they like slides, or is it like a continuous movement so it's showing a moving picture?
It would be a continuous movement.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like you can like change what's etched on it. It's just moving, and every time the light hits it in a certain direction, it puts up a certain animal, and then eventually something different.
Do I see any more of these prisms in the room?
Yeah, with your roll, you see about 4. There's about 4 in one of each corner.
Oh, okay. I'll keep exploring around the room.
I want to go to the documents, the study area. I'm looking for, we already have a lot of books, we got a lot of piles, but I'm looking for anything that like stands out as not something that they might know back in the mainland and civilization, something special or unique to this place.
Roll me an investigation check.
That is a 7.
7.
Yeah.
You find old marine books, study on wildlife, things that are a little like old and archaic that we don't believe anymore. Like, oh, this animal used to represent the sun or the moon. It's like, no, it's just because the tides are higher. Now that's why they come out this way. So a lot of like old archaic way of studying. I could say someone else can help you because it is a lot of paperwork to go through and you're not rushed in this moment.
Then you want to look at more books?
We're all like scarred from you looking at books.
Like literally the moment that Morris hears that, he's immediately gonna go to the other door. Like, no.
Just think, if we can get the jumper working, we do not have to carry them very far. They will go potentially all the way back home and represent a lot of gold each book we're able to retrieve.
Lagati. When you find something in those books that carries them for us, let me know.
Alright, I'm gonna like pat Moore and say, you can hold my spot, and I'm gonna go help Lagati.
Alright.
I could do that.
Arrow, you can either roll me investigation check or you can give Lagati the help action.
Help action! You don't want me to roll it.
Let me roll better than I did before. Alright, that's a 12. Still not great,
12.
but...
Well, one level higher than what we had last time, so I can reveal a little bit more. I'll say it's simple enough that you can grab a bunch of the documents. You just don't have time to read them or translate them. A lot of it is like old language, old tongue. And being a wizardly type, you also know that when it comes to like writing down like important structures or like schematics, everyone has their own way of writing down arcane means, but you're able to determine a few of these things. One thing that comes to mind, there is a document that's mid-study. It has not been completed, but you can see like the thesis and the idea of what they were attempting to do. It was something prototyped that was studying the common effects and results of select spells. Like, firebolt or something with electricity or something with cold. It was studying like how to summon it and then what happens when it hits an object or a person. Then there was some discussion about attempting to utilize either sound waves for more illusionary based spells or things that do more psychic damage, or using modern technology and utilizing the pool water to recreate some of these common spell casting. In other words, casting spells without using spell, like magic.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's interesting. I'm going to take the ones that stand out and that catch my eye. I'm going to make a little pile by the door to Visions of Tomorrow. Assuming we can get the jumper working, maybe we can just pile as many things as possible in the teleportation area when we go, but that's a big if.
Okay. And then Phoenix and Morris, you guys are near the door, towards Under the Deep, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your attempt right now?
I think she's just listening.
Okay. Then I'll ask Morris and Phoenix, go and roll me a perception check.
Not listening very well.
I rolled a 25.
I only got 13.
Yeah, maybe Phoenix, you're getting a little distracted as Devo rushes to one corner to the next and going, yep, that's
I'm watching two people just zigzag.
Morris, you hear that voice again, but it's not coming from... I mean, it's kind of weird how sound travels, but it's not... The stronger sound where it's coming from is not Under the Deep. It's coming from the theater. You hear... The diamond-shaped guppy is a bright sign for... but you don't really hear anything other than that that's sort of making sound.
I'm going to look over to Phoenix and say, I wish there was a way to turn that off.
Probably is. Can I test something? Can she do like create bonfire and see if anything else goes off in this room?
create bonfire or produce flame?
Or produce flame, sorry. My
I was
bad.
like, wait a minute, that's a thing that could happen. all the books could catch on fire.
Oh, now we don't have to carry them at all.
Produce flame. You run a hand through your hair and then capture a little bit of the flame. Look around. The spinning globe kind of flickers a bit of light, like it's turning off and on, and then finally recorrects itself and turns back on.
Does it do anything to the voice, or am I too far away?
You don't hear any sort of change.
Do I notice that flickering taking place?
Yeah, it kind of caused a little bit of the room to lose a bit of color.
I'm gonna say, huh?
Yeah, we kind of figured that out when you guys got stuck in the tube. Some stuff reacts to magic, like it'll turn on or off.
Huh. So this place is like run off of magic. Interesting.
Yeah, I think Legati has a cat feeder or something in his
Meow meow, it's
there's
time
a
for
noisy
feeding.
bag
Meow,
of-
meow, meow.
Oh yeah, his whole bag just went off.
And the light-
Dad, I forgot you had
I just
that.
look at him and like, what the hell?
Dancing lights, shut it up!
She takes the flame away. Oops. Sorry.
By the way, that was cool. Just throwing that out there. And then I'm gonna go back to like looking around, trying to hear if anything's coming.
Yeah, I think Morse, with your role of over a 20, you hear the occasional voice, some sort of static voice, talking about undersea voyages, marine life, and the sort coming from the theater.
I'll start walking towards the theater, but like stealthily, like she's trying to scope versus just barge in the door.
Roll me a stealth check.
Okay, 22.
22. You open the door to the Under the Deep.
Not under the deep theater. I ain't going in that.
If you look at the map-
door.
There's
Oh, I have to go
no
through
door.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Also, if I may, do you tell anyone that you're walking ahead?
I'll tell you, but I'm
Okay,
I'm also doing it quietly. I'm not just.
I'm gonna ask you, do you want me to come with you as a backup? We don't know
Shit.
what's in here.
She looks at your armor for a sec. How about
I
you
mean,
wait
like-
by the door and I'll signal
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, perfect.
You open the door to Under the Deep, and there are numerous containers, like aquariums, and displays where you would imagine there'd be like different aquatic life, have been shattered. It's a little like there's like maybe an inch of water here. Sort of like the you have to go down a bit of stairs to get into the Under the Deep, so it's not flowing into other places. But there are some places where you see like a display's been fully cleaned out, and there was some makeshift camp made here. Like there was some old wood snapped from chairs and desks, and you do see the remains of a lot of bodies here. There is, yeah, it looks like people were camping here.
Are there any tanks that are still like intact, or like a huge tank in particular with water in it?
Roll an investigation check.
See how well that goes. Oh, okay. Not too bad. 16.
16. Yeah, you're able to walk the edges, sort of the outer perimeter of Under the Deep real quick. You're a very nimble person, so you can make quick time. No, it seems that all of the displays here were smashed. And you see why. There is, next to the campsite, in one of the displays that was cleaned out and dried, is a couple of sticks with some of the marine life pierced, like they were cooking some of the marine fish here for substance.
Okay.
There is an old book next to it looks like they uprooted some carpet and used it as almost like a sleeping area.
Can I pick up the book?
It's written in this old language, but from what you can discern from it is it's notes about some survivors from Mael. People who saw the tidal wave and ran to safety. In here. There are some details about how the land was altered and became dangerous, and that they locked themselves in here for protection. There were notes about how some people were able to escape further inland, where there wasn't a flooded land anymore. But the jumper has only had a few charges for a handful of people, so the rest have been stuck here. And you can imagine, in a display of sea creatures, they didn't last very long without fresh water.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stick it in my bag. That way I can show Legati.
Okay.
And then I'll wave to Moors like he can come in.
What is everyone else doing?
Seeing Moore's walking to the next room, I'll just go ahead and follow behind him. It's like, oh, something's happening.
Yeah, I think I'm helping Legati handle books, put them where he wants. He'll carry them if he needs, and then glance over and see the doorway's empty. And he's like, "Where the hell did they go?"
Yeah, we just make a pile and then we'll follow along after.
Perfect.
Tiptoe back.
And you guys see this. You see Phoenix returning with a book in hand, but you are witness of the scene of all these aquarium-like displays, smashed, broken, and no aquatic wildlife to be seen. And there is a little patch of camp made in one of the displays.
And the book to Legati. That jumper only has a few charges. At least that's why they got stuck here.
With our testing, we'll need to pay very close attention to how much of the new battery we put in is used with each charge. I don't think it's wise to test it on one of us first, but we are gambling that it will have enough charges to do a test, and then all of us.
Maybe you can test it on the suit. Or the
Not a
books,
bad idea.
But I don't think you want the books incinerated in case it goes bad. So maybe the suit. Now I'll start making my way to the theater carefully.
Make your way to the theater, opening the door, and it is built very much with you see there's red velvet flooring that I'll say this much. You open the door and it feels colder in here. Definitely a bit more chilly. It feels like there must be a crack somewhere because it feels more outside now. The red sort of carpeted floor, as you step on it, it has that squish of it stamp a little bit. Just you see that there is a little bit of plant life growing in here. It's so old. There's a bit mold happening here. It goes down several levels. There are certainly a lot of seating areas, and it's all centered around a stage that is facing the west. So it's on the east side. You can see that there are two masses sitting on the stage.
Moving or not moving?
From your view, not moving.
I think she just holds and just kind of hides for a second. She gets real low. Do it like that. Can I stealth further in?
Yeah, you can.
Dice, dude. Doesn't feel like being an asshole today. Okay. 17?
17. Walking past some of the growth and decay of some of the the cotton areas and sort of the wood here. I'll say you get halfway down or almost down, looking towards the stage. You can see that there are two long decayed bodies.
Human or something else?
Yeah, humanoid.
Yeah.
There's also a backstage area too.
Should go check that out. Also quietly.
We'll keep your roll. Is anyone else? What is everyone else doing?
I'm gonna follow Phoenix. Also
Yeah, I think-
stealthily.
Watching from the door of the theater. Don't
I
need
want to go to
in
the
any
theater,
further.
but I kind of want to figure out where is the cold air coming from. Like, where's the crack? Is it like in the ceiling? Is it in the walls?
Oh, roll me perception check. And then Era, what's your stealth check?
Yeah,
Let's find out.
that's a 4.
4.
15.
15. All right, Arrow, you're able to keep pace, kind of following a few feet behind. We'll say about maybe 20 feet behind Phoenix. Yeah, Diva, you sort of you have to enter into the place to get a good look around. We'll say that you just barely get into like a little bit in and start to look around. The 4, nothing. You're right now. You're spending the time looking, and you do not see anything at the moment.
How intense is my undead scent? Because I mean, it's kind of been all around, but how intense is it right now?
Roll me a. Does your sense just detect like undead constantly, or is there like an amount of times you can use it?
That
Like
is a good question. Hold on.
Isn't it like divine? Like Fae, Fiend, Undead?
It's Fae, Fiend, and undead, but that's Chris' point. Is it constant? I would have to look. 1 second.
Go ahead and look that up, and then Legati, you're staying outside or where the entrance is, right?
I'm standing, in the doorway so I can watch what's going on in here. But you said there was plant life in here.
Yes. Yeah.
What did just seaweed or what kind of
It
plants
looks.
we got?
Roll me a nature check.
Alrighty. That's an 11. Not great
11.
so far today.
I'll say you'll kneel over sort of a bunch over and start to look it over. Nothing you've seen before, but it definitely has. It's interesting. It has a different coloration. It's not like green or light blue or anything that would sort of strike you out as sort of like a standard plant. It is almost pink, near purple reddish. So you're currently investigating that. Morse, what are you doing?
Noticing everyone walking. I'm gonna wait at the door of the theater. But I am gonna try to hear if there's any need for me to rush in.
Okay.
I have a response for you, DM.
Yes.
It's a wisdom check because it's a survival check.
Go ahead and make me a survival check.
That is going to be a 17.
17. You sniff the air. Fae, fiend, celestial, or undead, correct? You do that type of scent doesn't catch your nose in here. I think the only dead you smell is whatever long dead corpses are on the stage.
Fair enough. Okay. I'll just kind of keep wandering around to see if anything catches my eye as I watch those two walk backstage.
Morse, roll me a perception check.
That'll be a 19.
19. Something is interesting, Morris, as you're kind of just standing near the entranceway, the entrance here, is Phoenix opened the door and everyone started to walk in and sort of looked around, not going too far in except for Phoenix and Arrow. You have not heard that voice again. And as you step in, you can hear, "It stretches beyond, beyond, beyond." And with that perception check, you look directly up, underneath an awning where there would be like a balcony seating. There is like a drip, like almost like soft drips of like salty blood. Just you can see like white particles in it. Some of it gets on your arm, and you look up to see what it is as you hear the voice. You see this curled up mass of flesh, like yellow and peach colored with sort of a red underbelly with numerous like bones protruding out of the stomach. It's got 2 elongated arms that look twisted and mangled. It's almost slugged form that's currently unfurling at the moment as it currently opens up. A singular head pops up, and then a second one, and then a third one. And there are numerous mouths along the shoulders. One of them opens up and goes, you can tell that they're poisonous by the way it swims upstream.
No.
I hate it when I'm right.
Then
I hate it.
No.
a toothy maw seam opens up from the stomach, and numerous tendrils shriek out from the stomach. I would like everyone to roll me initiative.
I hate it. I hate it here.
I hate it. I hate it.
I was
I
meant
thought
to
you
roll.
loved it here.
Nope.
I do love it here. This is my
I
favorite
hate
place to be. It's a 23.
I don't like it. Nope.
Help me.
Oh, I hate that more.
I love it here. It's a 23. I hate it here.
It's beautiful. Make it die.
Please kill it.
18.
18 for Phoenix. Legati, what'd you get?
11.
11. Diva
19.
and Morse.
A question. Anybody remember playing those old school Pokemon?
Yes.
The old Pokemon games, and like, you know, your Pokemon would hit an opponent's Pokemon so hard that it would cause it to flinch and lose a turn.
Uh-huh.
That thing just caused me to flinch. I got a 4. I was still like, oh god, what is that?
Surprise round. But for
Well,
me,
first-
as the player.
First and foremost, let's go ahead and switch out this music.
Yes, that's our concern, the music.
Priorities.
And I'll go ahead and let you see what we're dealing with right now.
I was hoping you would.
Maybe
and then I was praying
not.
you wouldn't.
Yeah, maybe not, right? Oh god. Oh.
Man, if I knew it looked like this, I wouldn't have come in here. Terrible.
Just why?
Oh.
I think I need
Why?
to refresh the map. Hold on.
Oh.
Why? Why?
I like how you
No.
two are at the door too.
No.
Oh no.
Hey, you
Oh.
guys can turn and run somewhere.
Oh, maybe you just didn't
Probably.
see me.
It lands.
Oh boy.
What happened to my music here?
There it goes.
Oh, those aren't plants. I
Oh,
understand
there we go.
now.
Oh, there we go. All right. It lands. You see, as it does so, where its tail is, it has like this, like almost like a bee, like a bumblebee. Like it has this big, bulbous piece of flesh that lands near the entrance and starts to connect to those pink and purple, like tendril plant-like matter, Legati, that you're looking at. And you see, much like a vein in a heart, just go. Is this entire theater starts to shake as they hear, it swims upstreams. It swims upstreams. It
Oh,
swims upstream. And as it says the
Oh.
last word, it goes, like it starts to shudder a little bit. Arrow, you're up first.
I had the wrong weapon. I'm switching it out for my crossbow. Wait, maybe? How far is it from me, actually?
I don't think you need to get up close with that one. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, I would rather stay very far away. Okay, so it's like 60 feet from me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Great. Okay, never mind. Not crossbow. Longbow, and I'm gonna fire from here.
Okay.
Ugh.
This is my garden of flesh.
Yeah, when I was like, I looked at the map and I was like, those ain't plants.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, that did not work out. That's a 10 to hit.
10 does not connect.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay. Movement. Then how far can I go? 30 feet.
Hop on the seats. Phoenix will take
That's
you hop on
kinda-
the seats.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Am I able to like just start trotting up the seats?
Hop on the
Roll me an
not the
acrobatics
floor.
check.
God. Regret. No, wait, I am good at those, and I rolled well. 21.
Yeah, you're able to avoid the actual chairs. I mean, the seatings that actually go down, so that you lose footing, and you get onto the shoulder rests and start to
Yeah.
the arm rests.
Here?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. And I don't know if I'm able to switch out my weapon again immediately. But I'm preparing to, and that will be my turn.
Diva, you're up.
You know what? She probably just panic attacked as soon as she heard it and it saw more. So she's going to take her sword, slice it because she had to reset that. I'm gonna take 1 point of damage, and I'm gonna start running to Moors, which will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is being on. I don't know if that came up right here. It'd be about 30. Would that be on its body, right here?
That is on the. It's removed its tail that is currently connected to the ground. That's technically not its body.
Okay, so what's actually there right now?
It is a collection of flesh and veins.
But I can see the flesh is connected to this thing, right?
It's dejected that. Like it's landed, allowed it to separate and connect. It is moving in its own right now, and this thing is something separate.
Well,
You know what? It's great. Let's see what happens when I hit it. That is going to be 17 to hit.
70 connects.
Okay. So 7, 3. Oh, 10 points of damage.
And your thing's set to fire, right?
Yes.
I don't like that you have a question.
I don't either.
The creature doesn't scream, but the entire theater starts to growl.
Oh.
As you see some of the tendrils start to pull back.
Ooh.
Ah, it does not like fire. I'll end my turn with that little bit of knowledge and brain.
Okay. With that attack done, my end of round action is gone because you did fire to the tendrils, so good on you there. Phoenix, you're up.
I don't want to touch it. But my whole thing was I don't want to touch it. Oh. I got 50 feet. It's
Roll
a
me an
check.
acrobatics if you're going to do that.
Okay. Will do. Generally good at those. Yeah. 26.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Go ahead and take your movement.
I lost where I was. I think I was over here. Okay.
You have 50 feet?
Yeah, I was like on that last chair. But I didn't want to go the full 50. I want to go on the chair. I think 30 feet from me. Just perfect. Okay. I'm going to use Produce Flame as a spell attack.
Go for it.
I don't like it. I think I have to hit it, which is... That should hit. Pray to God if it's bad. 22?
22 connects.
I think it's just a D8. D8 fire damage. 7.
7.
Yeah.
This thing, you hear like multiple voices scream in different tones. You hear, on its back, it can turn. It splits open its mouth, and it just sort of extends a bunch of tendrils. But that's your action.
Yeah.
You have a bonus action.
I do. I don't want to waste a key point, though. I think she's just going to hold there.
Okay. It's going to use a legendary action at the end of your turn, Phoenix.
Should have used a key point.
All right, this is going to be a 16 to hit you, Phoenix.
Just hits.
Yeah, you were 30 feet, so it's one of the tendrils slaps forward. At the end of the tendril, it has like these little, like it's surrounded by teeth. It
It's a running theme with me.
grabs a leg and pulls you 30 feet.
Furia. Oh shit.
Let's see. It's gonna deal.
Hi, Mors. Long time no see.
13
he is
points of damage.
Ooh, okay.
13.
They hit hard.
That was his legendary action. Now it's its turn. I would like Morse to make me an athletics check.
That will be a 15.
Okay. It rolled a 14. You see about 5 of these tendrils. The one of them that's not hanging onto Phoenix starts to whip and wrap around you. It was attempting to swallow as it tries to get something on you and tries to pull you in, and you're able to steadfast and hold.
Nope. Kill it with fire.
This idea.
Let's see here. Morse, go and make me an attack opportunity.
Oh, it's gonna move. Yay.
That is going to be That's going to be a 12?
A 12 is its AC.
Oh! Well. That'll be a 10 damage total.
10 damage. Holding you, Phoenix, and one of its tendrils starts to skitter up into this balcony, and you are right next to it, dangling off the side. You see as it starts to walk, it actually walks on the walls, like it numerous limbs and sort of its spiny stomach start to almost cling to the wall as it eventually sitting on one of the balconies. Its tendril out, and it has wrapped around your leg. Currently, Phoenix, you are just hanging,
Just dangling.
dangling off the balcony.
You know, I've had worse. It's fine.
Legati.
All right, this is just unpleasant. Okay, so it's like about 30 feet away from me.
You want to shoot the
vertically up.
tendril? Great.
It is, let's see, 30 feet away. It's about 10 feet higher, so we could cut the cost
Okay.
and say 35 feet.
Yeah. So my spell has a range of 30, so I'm going to step forward enough to do that, but then just step back to where I am. All right, so I'm going to dig in one of my pockets of my tattered coat and pull out a bit of rotten food. I think this is a piece of those weird lobster guys that I told you guys not to eat a couple days ago. Hold it up, say the magic word, make some movements, and I'm going to turn the piece of rotten food into a stream of acid to pour all over this thing to shoot out. This is Tasha's Caustic Brew. I'm casting it at a 2nd level, so it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. It has a -2 to dex saves.
Come on.
Can't read that. Blood die. Oh, first time my blood die roll low. That's going to be a 2.
Okay, so at the start of each of its turns, it's going to take 4d4 points of damage because I cast it at 2nd level.
Ooh.
And it needs to use an action to scrape or wash the acid off of itself. Otherwise, it keeps taking that damage for a minute as long as I concentrate.
You're concentrating? All right, I'm going to mark this little stopwatch to say you're concentrating. But yeah, just is coated in this acid. Whatever juices you excreted from that really rotten food.
I feel like the fact that it's a material component kind of implies that you're supposed to eat it, and then you're like vomiting this up. I think that's what this is, but he's not doing that.
No.
It's unpleasant.
You're willing the Salal say it's always been acidic.
Yeah, it turns into digested acid. That's what it does, so that's fine. But yeah, that's all for me and my turn.
All right, Morris.
It is, you said, 5 feet up a balcony?
It's 10 feet up high.
10 feet up high. Okay. Well, makes me kind of useless. So, is there any way I could get up there?
There is a platform here that sort of cuts the difference. That's 5 feet.
Ooh.
It would cost 5 feet to get even up here. So from this square to this square would be 10 feet.
Okay, so from here to here, you said. Sorry, from here to
From
here.
That's 10 feet.
Okay.
And then you'd just be able to catch him here.
Ah, yeah. Okay, I will in fact do that.
All right, what's your speed?
My speed is 30.
You just make it.
Yep. I would like to roll an attack.
Go for it.
That's not good. That's gonna miss. It's gonna be a 10.
10 does not connect.
Well, yeah, I'll end my turn.
Okay. Roll me. No, actually, I think for a legendary action, it's going to do another tendril attack.
I don't want it.
That's going to be an 18 on you, Arrow.
Oh, on me? Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, within 25 feet.
I was gonna try to cut you down, but
You
No.
take 9 points of damage
okay.
and grabs onto your arm that's currently holding the bow and pulls you up.
Hey.
Foolish
Yeah, I was
bringing
like,
all of
oh,
our
damn it. I'm just
all
like,
of our best fighters right up next to it. This is
You
this
know,
will spell its doom.
They're all
surely.
hanging off the side of
I
the
appreciate you trying to
balcony.
take one for the team for me, but
Arrow, it's your turn.
yeah, that wasn't really the idea. And I'm instead gonna grab my sword and see if I can. Because I'm right next to Phoenix, right? I want to see if I can hack her down.
Okay. I'll say specifically to aim for one of its tendrils, it's going to have a bump in AC, but you can do it.
just pull
Oh.
my leg out.
I don't like the sound of that, but okay. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. That's an 8.
8 does not. You move your blade and end up hitting some of the balcony instead.
Shit.
It's fine.
You're fine.
You know, it's
This
not like
feels worth it. I'm gonna action surge and try again.
Okay.
hanging upside down. This seems to be a common theme, you cutting me out of tentacles.
Yeah, I would rather it not be a habit. Little better, 16?
16 connects.
Let's go. Okay. D6. Plus 3, 6 total.
Phoenix.
Oh shit.
What? you have slow fall, right?
I don't think at this level, but could I make a check to kind of land?
It's only 10 feet.
It's only 10 feet. You'd only take 1d6, so you do not.
Oh.
I don't.
Oh,
think
level
I-
3. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll me a dex
I was
save.
like, oh, a dex save.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Mike thinks we're level 10, and
Yeah.
this boss is just for
That
level 10.
bodes well.
Nick, this is a
19.
common occurrence
19.
with Mike.
You only take 2 points of damage as you land on your shoulder, roll over a little bit, catch yourself.
I got it. Thank you. Problem is, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to get back up there to get you out.
We'll mark
That's
arrow.
fine. That's
We'll
my
mark
turn.
arrow with this. Currently, that way. So, like at the end of your turn, arrow, Diva.
So, let me just make sure I understand it. It's 10 feet in the air, dangling now arrow in the air. Is there a way to get up there?
I'm trying to think. That's safe for you. If you can bounce yourself off one of these chairs and roll a high enough athletics or acrobatics check, I will allow you to have one swipe.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Is there more vines around?
More vines? Yeah, there's sort of. Trying to think. I don't see there are vines. Like, Morris right now is in the best spot to attack from his particular situation here.
But so it's not so much a, how can I explain it? I was gonna cause something to the entire structure. That's what I was thinking in my brain. Is there some? Is there some more visually be like, yeah, there, go do it there?
If you're gonna do something to structure, it is sitting on a balcony, kind of like where they would have like a theater balcony, overlooking a sort of production. Morse is not standing out. The only thing would be dangerous is Arrow currently is dangling and maybe might catch some of the aftermath depending on what you're trying to do. You can try to slash or destroy some of the mortar and brick that's keeping it aloft, and you can call it to fumble down.
Do it. Full send. I can take it.
I could catch.
Nate?
Dude, that's true. Diva's right under him. So yeah, I'm gonna go to what I guess 15 feet here would be like the support beam area.
Yeah.
And start to see if I could just knock it off the structure. So I'll just start hitting it with the sword.
Okay.
That is going. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That connects. To destroy this balcony part, you're going to have to do a total of 10 points of damage.
How's 12?
Nice.
This thing is rotted. This is the only section of the learning center that's kind of exposed to the elements. There are pieces here that, unfortunately, due to the perception check, there are sections that have openings. Diva, you hit a piece of wood that snaps, rotted away, and you hear as numerous support beams start to snap off. Arrow, roll me a dex save. You can do so with advantage with Phoenix already ready to catch you.
Okay. First one should be fine. Second one is 1 point better with a 21 total.
21 total. Phoenix, you're able to prevent a little bit of arrow movement. Definitely it has to let go to support itself, so Arrow, you're no longer grappled.
Hooray!
I will say, for safety's sake, everyone has to move back one as this thing lands on the floor. It is prone.
Very nice.
In addition, it's going to take just 1 point of damage. It lands, sort of stretches out and goes, "It is one of the smartest marine animals known."
Really hate that thing. Needs to shut up.
Anything else?
I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. It is going to use a legendary action to scatter. Sorry, skitter. It's a better name for it. But it cannot use its full movement. It has to use half its movement to get up.
Do we get opportunity attacks?
It's not moving away from your
Oh,
area.
damn.
It's just getting up.
Just like.
Yeah, it's just moves up quickly. But Phoenix, you're up.
Key points, flurry of blows, but I'm gonna use one of the hits to do Way of Mercy on myself.
Okay. So you can normal attack. You can do another flurry of blows, and then either the first or second you can heal.
Does it have to be an unarmed strike, or does it matter?
For flurry of blows,
Yeah.
it has to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That should hit. 19.
All right. For the first attack, that does connect.
If it doesn't, I cry. 7 points.
Okay.
And then I think the next one is on healing is me, and then I can do one more, I think. That's okay. With 6 points of healing to myself.
Okay. You have one more punch in this thing.
Ah! Good job. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Fitting that it's on the ocean die. That's... Well, I rolled 2 dice, so technically that's 5. And modifier 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. We see Phoenix grab Arrow's arm, use it to almost be a springboard to stop the fall a little bit. Then using that momentum to push yourself up, do a spinning roundhouse kick to hit sort of the more flesh non-spike sides. At the same time with your left hand grabbing some of your hair, turning blue and healing, and then using elbow to hit the side. It goes.
How bad does it look?
It still looks like it has a lot of fight in it.
I was like, do I want to be?
But you used your action and your bonus action.
Yeah, I was gonna burn another key point, but I'll hold there.
Okay. All right. After your turn, it's going to, I'll say, Diva, roll me an athletics check as its legendary action.
You said athletics, right?
Yes.
That's gonna be a 15.
Okay. Well, it's better than its 13. It does not swallow you.
Yay!
Great thing to hear.
I don't taste good. No.
Now it's going to be its turn. It's going to use... Perfect.
It is going to take 11 acid damage to start
Wonderful.
its turn.
Before
Oh
you
my
try and
God.
eat me.
Before you do that,
Oh. A tendril 14 hit you, Legati?
14? Yeah, that'll hit me.
3. You take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And go ahead and make me a con save.
Cons?
How does it even work? I got 5.
5. You lose concentration on the spell.
Ah, damn it.
Doesn't he pass? Because it's half.
No, it's 10
Yeah, that-
or half.
Wait, is it whatever's lower or whatever's higher?
Higher.
It is 10 or half the damage you take, whatever's lower between those two options.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I tried, man.
Yeah, 10 is kind of the 10 is sort of the base that you always have to beat. But losing a little bit of that energy. So you're considered grappled for the moment. It's going to swing a claw out at you, Morse. Oh, there we go.
No.
24
No. Yeah, that
for
connects.
7 points of damage.
Ow.
That's its multi-attack. That's all it can do for now. Legati.
It's terrible. All right, I'm here with all my friends.
I'm here with my friends.
I'm gonna toll the dead on it.
Okay.
Yeah, shake the bag wherever the bag is that's full of noisy stuff. Some of that noise, if it can do weird, stretched out weird noise stuff, I can do the same thing. So I'm gonna turn it into necrotic damage and try to hit it. It needs to make a wisdom save.
That's going to be a 1.
Okay. That is a failure. That is
Oh,
7
I'm sorry.
necrotic damage.
A 2.
Okay. Still failed. 7 necrotic damage on this thing.
You see the flesh, like all the tendrils inside the stomach, just start to shiver. The veins on it start to pulse as well.
In a good way, or
In a bad way. It's hurting it.
In a
okay,
good way.
all right.
In a good way for you.
Good for us. Yeah,
Yes.
bad for it. Interesting. All right.
Subjective.
Yeah.
Morris.
We never actually asked, how tall does this thing stand?
It's a big bitch.
The thing is, it's not tall. It's just wide and long. It's like a slug. It's like maybe a 5'12" or 5'11", 5'10".
Cool, same
but
height.
but its back sort of like is bulbous and moves backwards. It's just takes a lot of space.
Ah, so there's no way in hell I can hit it from up here.
No, you definitely can.
Oh,
Hey,
well,
jump and
jump
hit.
on his back.
Be Thor.
no, I will not do that. Because Morris is smart. That's how he's lived this long. I'm going to attack it from up here. I'm going to see if I can hit its back.
Okay.
Honestly, that seems like some shit Vera would do.
Great success. Great success. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
22 connects.
Like that. It'll be another 10 points damage.
All right. This thing is looking bloody. As you scratch it, sort of gives off this loud scream. Anything else, Morse?
Yes, I would love to swing at it again. I just don't think I can.
We're at the end of the round, and because no one swung at the bulbous flesh pile in the back,
We neglected it.
Diva, does a 14 hit you?
Yes.
I gotta get this out. Oh, all right. You take 6 points of damage,
Ouch.
and
Cool.
you start to see there are numerous tendrils start to wrapping around you, like it's trying to nest you in.
Reaction. Hellish Rebuke.
Oh,
Yay, fire. Doesn't like that stuff.
I point my finger. Creature that damage you momentarily surrounds by hellish flames. So a creature must make a dexterity saving throw.
okay. That's gonna be a 7.
I think that fails. That fails. So that takes 2 d10s. I have to pull out another d10. And that is going to be 9 plus 7, 16 points of damage.
This thing immediately curls into a ball. This like little pound of flesh, it's still like there. You can see it pulsing and moving like a heart, but it has recoiled a lot of itself. Like that seriously hurt it.
Dumb move thing. Dumb move.
And you're not grappled. I will. Yeah. And by the way, since that just happened to as a reaction at the end of its turn, it's going to skip its next. It's going to have no reaction on its next turn.
Good.
It's like consent.
It's just arrow.
Am I able to stand here?
Yeah,
Okay, and hit it. And then I'm still within 5 feet of Phoenix, right?
you are.
Okay. Then I will try to hit it with my sword.
I was like, don't throw me at it. I'm good.
Take her!
I was like, why are you asking? Here.
Oh, there we go. Okay, 24 to hit.
That hits.
What a great round! Okay, that was a 6 damage plus 3, 9.
9 points of damage.
That's
Wonderful.
all that I can do.
It just. It can dive up to 12,000 feet.
Don't want it to.
And at the end of its turn, Arrow, roll me an athletics check.
Oh. Joy. 10. No. Athletics?
Yeah.
9.
9.
Oh.
You slash at it. You see its numerous like small spindly hands just move quickly like a snap of flesh, and it opens the seams of its mouth. You see the numerous teeth on the rows of its chest, and it slams its entire body where your space is, and you are engulfed.
This can't keep
Again.
happening. This can't keep happening.
You're
Third
saying
time.
that again.
Island likes growl. That's what it's telling you.
I
Apparently.
keep getting in tentacles and you keep getting eaten.
I don't like it.
You are considered restrained.
Now I understand why you asked if I was in 5 feet. I got it.
You see,
That's not why, but well.
it's not the biggest of creatures, so you're like taking the majority of its stomach space. You see Arrow's feet dangling out.
All you hear is, God damn it.
Diva, you're up.
I was just like, what is happening? Oh, yeah, we're not doing that. I'm gonna run up to it and slash it, being like, just see it swallow an arrow. I'm like, God damn it, and then just slash at its side. I guess that's it. What that is?
Yeah.
At least I have help this time.
That is going to be a 15 to hit.
15 connects.
Yay. Okay, that's not as high. That's going to be 7 points of damage.
All right.
Dude, one day we're not wrapped up or eaten. One.
I'm
There's,
trying. Okay.
there's a certain amount of damage that needs to be done to it before it hits its next turn, and then it will throw you back up. Or there's a check, so we'll see.
Yeah, we can't do that right now. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay. It's going to use his legendary action
That
2.
didn't have a reaction.
Oh no, that costed more legend. He's out of legendary actions until his next turn. Okay, we're good. Phoenix, you're up.
She is mad. Fucking let go. Flurry of fucking blows.
All right. Action to hit, and you have 2 more hits.
I know. One of them, she's going to do Hands of Harm.
Okay. Does that mean you have to spend another key point, correct?
I don't think so, Flurry of Blows. I think I can use it. If I need to, I will. Because generally I can use 1 hit to do either Hands of Healing or Hands of Harm.
Okay. I'm skeptical, but I'll believe it on this one.
If I need to, I will. 18.
18 connects.
You can look it up before I do it. If not, I'll just do 2 hits. Okay. Plus 3. 5 points of damage on the first hit. Let me know what you find out.
Yeah, Hands of Harm, when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 1 key point to deal an extra necrotic point of damage with your martial eye plus your wisdom modifier. It is not included in your flurry blows. Your Hands of Healing is included in flurry
okay,
blows.
got you. Just that one.
So,
How bad does it look?
how much damage did you do?
5.
5? Okay, hold on. It is not on death's door, but it's not looking good. You see that numerous pieces of, I think at this point, the amount of damage you guys have dealt, some of the teeth have started to splinter off. The flesh that's been bruised starts to quickly decay and almost start to slab off like a fresh cut of beef. It is falling apart. Whatever kept this thing together and alive, with the amount of damage it's taking, it cannot sustain itself, but it's still got some fight left.
Well, fuck it then. Spend the last key point, and I will do Hands of Harm.
Okay, and that's on this attack that you just did, right?
Oh, yeah. Hold
Yeah.
on, let me roll the dice.
So that means you roll 1 more martial art die, and
Yeah.
that's the necrotic damage.
Well, I think it's that plus my wisdom.
Yes.
Which is plus 2. So it's another 6 points.
Okay. So that was your first attack.
Yeah.
You have flurry blows. If you want to hit twice, you can, or you can hit once and then Hands of Healing.
I will hit once and then Hands of Harm.
No, you can't do another
no,
Hands
no.
of Harm.
Sorry. Right. One more. Hit that stupid thing. Oh, 12 plus 5. 17.
17 connects.
6 points. And I have one more, right?
You do. This is your Hands of Healing, correct? Or you want to punch again?
No, I want to punch again.
Okay, go for it.
Like, kick its ass.
She is. You just see her punching the shit out of this thing, trying to let it to let go of air.
I love being a damsel in distress.
Every time. Yeah.
18 hits?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see her cursing. She's like, motherfucker, let go. 6.
Just at least throw them up. That's all we wanted.
The first hit hits hard as you shriek this dark green and black fire into its stomach.
Yeah, she turns. I forgot that her hair turns black and her veins turn black. When
Arrow,
she does that.
the entire inside of this body, it's like muscle and flesh squeezing at you. Inside the stomach, there are numerous serrated bones and teeth.
Good,
and
comfortable.
It starts to do this, and then 2 more strikes. Eventually, you start to see it like almost like a cat that's about to throw up. It's like, and ejects you because you did over 25 hit points, included the amount that Diva did too.
Hey, you good?
Yeah. Thanks.
You are prone right now, but it has ejected you.
Hooray.
It looks very hurt.
Good.
Not good. We want it dead.
One thing at a time. You hit it 3 times.
It's going to use an action disengage.
No.
5,
No.
10, 15. And then it's going to start climbing up 15 feet.
Do I go with it?
Oh,
You
shit.
do.
It's grappled, right? All right.
I'm good.
So
Look at
right
you
now,
now,
arrow 15 feet.
Legati.
You are dangling 10 feet off the ground.
Cool.
That's gonna be its turn because right now it's trying to get away with its quarry. It has something.
Uh-huh.
Legati,
Alright.
it is your turn.
Okay. There's a lot of crap in this place, right? Something like
Oh.
a catapult. There's a lot of broken metal or wood pieces.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, as I'm dangling, I'm finding inner peace and just looking around and focusing on an object. And I speak the catapult word, and I want to propel it into this thing at very high speed, and it can make a dexterity saving throw.
Once again, it has a -2. That's a 0.
I'll get ready to
Okay.
catch. Just in case.
That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage from this
Okay.
object.
Legati, go ahead and tell me what object did you grab and how do you bring this thing down?
Can I like? It needs to be less than 5 pounds. So like an arm of one of the seats.
Okay.
I want to rip an arm off one of the seats, and I want it to be like protruding out of this thing's head region, whatever. Maybe it breaks its jaw off or something as it hits it at
Yeah,
high velocity.
it streaks through. It doesn't have much of a jaw. It's like just a jowl, just an open mouth.
Yeah.
But that piece of object just sinks through, goes through the opening of all the tendrils, goes right through its mouth and into its body, just hits something vital inside, and you start to feel that tendril around your leg start to relax, and
I get
Can I ride it down like a rope or something? Like hold on to it and
sure, yeah,
swing?
yeah, you can
Alright.
do that. I'll say enough for I'll say you reduce damage for this. You take 1 point of damage as it land. You kind of land on your knees a little bit, and you're like, aha! But this thing falls, hits into another balcony, and you guys are out of initiative.
I'll help Legati up. Screw gender roles, man. I'm just catching everybody.
So did it fall down where we are?
Yeah, it fell
Or-
down where you are. It's just like a slump of massive flesh.
I'm gonna
Okay.
make my way over here, and I'm gonna continually bash it.
Good idea.
fair.
I'm gonna like get myself up and like
no.
I also have arrows.
Okay,
Right. shit off
Why don't
myself.
we like grab a piece of its tentacle for that chick to take back to her?
No, no,
Yeah.
No, we should. We should. I got an eyeball. Helping wipe arrow off.
I have a tooth.
Yeah, I think we should grab bits of it because it would be useful for the jumper thing. Would be useful to test it on something biological.
DM, if I run back to what room that was, would there be like little jar containers?
Oh, the marine area.
Oh, in the marine
The marine
biology study?
biology room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There would be like little containers.
Okay. I'll just say there'd be one for each of us. I'll run back there to go get like 5 jars.
Cool. I
Is
just
that
have eyeball wrapped
part-
up.
Thing that got curled up, is that still intact?
No, it has reduced itself to like a small beating little flesh pile. I think you get the sense that if this thing was left alone, it would grow back.
How small?
About the size of a beach ball.
Is there any container big enough to put that in?
Oh, I don't think so. I think that's a little too large for the containers around here.
All right, just come back with my jars.
Should burn it.
Just
Yeah.
Probably
should
yes.
Set
I
the
don't
place
like
on
that.
fire on our way out? Or...
I don't like it.
No, I think something more permanent. And I put a good point, tap on Moore's. Go kill that.
Yes, ma'am. No, 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 no.
you just hear like a butcher. I mean, Phoenix, you would know this, like a butcher to like a knife to a flesh, just until finally it just splits open like a coconut, and just a run of juice and blood eject from it.
Are you describing what it looks like when I'm continually bashing it?
Yeah. Eventually, it snaps in half, and you're still slapping at it.
I would like to say it's definitely not a butcher and a knife because a butcher does
a
not wield a hammer.
Good point.
No, no.
It's
It's like
Phoenix
ultimate way
semi
of
right
realizing.
beats the shit out of a side of meat.
Yeah.
That's what what that sound is for
The ultimate
practice.
tenderizer.
Into paste.
Yeah.
So I'll spend about a minute or two doing this. If anybody attempts to stop me, I'm gonna say, "Don't worry, no, I'm just helping. No, you guys take us to the jumper. No."
I was still gonna go check out the back of the theater
Yeah. We should be fine now, right?
I
stealthily.
mean,
I want to go see the corpses on stage.
All right. Yeah.
Go back to what we were doing before.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And then you hear it's been poisonous. Another one comes down.
Brother.
No.
it's like it multiplied.
Yeah. For those who want to look around, go and roll me perception or investigation check.
Sure.
I'm assuming this is after pulling up pieces of flesh and putting into jars.
Yeah.
By the way, Diva, you had to go to like the kids section and empty out like little like mini like air aquariums made of cardboard and paper. Like just like, all right, get out of that. No, don't need that. It has
Like,
Jimmy
oh,
written on it.
No, Jimmy.
Well, you did a good job, Jimmy.
Yeah.
16.
16.
Perception.
Unnatural 20 perception.
You did get eaten.
Yeah, it's just slime in my eyes.
Trying to wipe it off
An
your face.
investigation.
18. Ligati.
I got a 7 investigation. I just want to watch the thing. It sounded like it was like dissolving and falling apart or rotting, so I just want to watch that happen.
It definitely is. Yeah, after you've injected it with like a piece of material, like through something important, whatever last beats it's had, like a chicken, it's still like, you see soft movements of the tendrils, like death spasms that are slowly starting to calm to a final kind of rest. And then bits and pieces start to almost like start to bruise quickly. You start to see like deep coloration start to take.
Fascinating.
Let's see. For Phoenix, Diva, and Morse, you guys start to investigate this space, looking around. There definitely is, between some of the beams on the roof, there are some cracks, leaving it exposed to some elements here. So you can imagine that some of the seawater and rain have been slowly trickling in here, or at least like soaking the wood around for just decades, centuries, and has definitely rotted a little bit of the space here. You see that there is kind of like a makeshift like bedding area in the back area, and the sort of the behind the curtains. There are mentions of why, like we should be collecting rainwater if we want, something to drink. People have been saying we shouldn't drink it, but water is water. And you get a sense whoever was living, or the people who were living back here, this is what happens when you drink the water.
What if you eat those lobster things?
Different, right?
It's fine. Good. What about the bodies on stage? They just look like... what?
The bodies on stage, but despite of the stamps that I have to put there in terms of like design choices, they do not have faces.
Okay.
It almost seems like a bite was taken out of the face.
So they're almost, well, I mean, if it's a bag, I wouldn't say concave, but it's this gaping hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
The creature had multiple heads coming out of its chest, right?
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go look through like the bed stuff just to see? Like, I know it says anything about the water, but does it say anything about like the people themselves? Ages, what were they doing here? I know that the previous ones, they said that they ran here away from the tidal wave, but anything else about them?
Yeah, there seems to be some interpersonal drama happening between the survivors. there was a lot of talk about whether or not they can survive what's happening outside of the learning center. You get a sense that the environment that you guys walk through within Lone Guard, or Mael by its official name, was probably more hectic when the tidal wave just occurred. There was probably a lot of more discussion of what needs to be done to survive. And there are notes and journals about how some people here in the learning center had to turn away people who were banging on the doors looking for safety and entrance into this. And there's a lot of discussion about, should we trust them? We only have so much fish to survive on our own. A handful of us already left. We should leave. We need to find out if there's any more batteries so we can jump out of here. And there's a lot of discussion of whether or not they should leave and test their might with the environment and people out there, or they should stay here and wait until safety, like a rescue comes.
I think Phoenix is just gonna plop on the stage for a second. Just sit for a minute.
Arrow will too. He has nothing better to do.
I'll go ahead and take the few journals that I found and walk into Legati, since he's like the information collector.
We bring all the books
Add 'em
back
to
to
the
you.
bag.
Bring all the books.
I will say I'm pretty confident. I think you guys have looked through all of the learning center right now.
Lord, let's hope so.
It was educational.
In more ways than one.
I would like to acquire a small crab somewhere alive. Are there any of those in this place? When we first got here, there was one in a drawer that I think tried to get Phoenix, so I'm wondering if
The
simple
three
red
ladies
crab
face
outside,
in this little cube
yeah.
we all
anywhere.
went.
Just yeah. I want something alive to send through this jumper before we go through it. So
Fair.
tiny fish, crab,
It didn't try to
Morse
get
with-
me. It was in the marine biology room.
No, it was in the desk in the first
Oh.
room we went into.
The
There was a
bakery.
little red crab that tried to get you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll me a. We'll say that this is you investigating the entirety of the learning center, and maybe even just outside a little bit.
Yeah, just outside. Yeah.
Roll me a perception check.
Send the eyeball
Perception.
through.
That's a 14.
14
for acquire crab check.
Acquire crab check. I think. You start to look around the learning center. You don't see anything inside here. You see, majority of animal marine life has either decayed and rotted away, or was eaten.
Yeah.
You have to go outside, and you do see what looks to be like a small little hermit crab. Like, you start to lift up rocks around here, and you do find like a small little hermit crab that was hiding.
Poor
All
guy.
right. And then I get attacked by a hermit crab.
Let's hope not.
I don't think a one hits you, so we're good. So it gets picked
No.
up, and it's like.
I have bad armor class, but not that bad. Perfect. I have acquired a crab. I will put it into one of the specimen jars.
Yeah, what is a crab bonus? That's a giant crab. That's not all right. We're good.
Yeah,
it's
let's
gonna
not kill
miss.
Gotti by trying to get a hermit crab out from underneath a rock.
And then to the jar it goes.
Yeah. I mean, Legati is ready to mess with the jumper unless anybody else has anything they want to do here in this building or on the island itself, assuming the jumper works.
No,
I'm good.
no.
I've been more than good.
Unless you have a way to, or unless you have a book that can help me with this trauma I just experienced, no.
Oh, look who now is interested in books, eh?
No. No.
He gestures at the enormous pile that he's made next to the jumper. It's like, there's probably something useful in one of these books.
I have a feeling that's more trauma in those books.
Yeah, at least the one I read. But I mean, it
Trauma
was
can
useful.
cancel out trauma in some circumstances. If it's... Let's try to work on the jumper and get home, and a good night's sleep in a comfortable bed will
I'm gonna write
make
that in
us all feel better.
my own journal
Don't
about
give him
therapy.
ideas, Nick.
Trauma sometimes cancels out
Trauma.
Cancel trauma.
I got
yeah.
news for
Yeah,
you.
I-
This
that-
trauma's
that's
not going
just
to cancel
math.
out the pre-existing
Rock,
one.
paper, trauma.
It's just they're two negatives. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. Moors, would it be all right if we insert that battery of yours in this machine here?
Yeah, sure. I hand it over.
Okay. I will try to do it if it's obvious how it goes in there.
That's pretty obvious how it goes in there. It's sort of like there's a
Yeah.
lever that pops out the old one. It lands and rolls away. You're able to snap the other one in. Doesn't take that much force.
Okay.
Do we know how many charges we'll get off the one battery?
We
Did any of
don't.
the journals or anything
Said a
said?
couple in that book, but couple
Yeah.
could be any.
The moment it snaps in, there is a soft hum.
Mhm.
And you start to see that neon yellow liquid start to bubble.
All right. Does anyone object to a test firing of the jumper with none of us in it?
I'll stand over there, but sure.
Okay, so what I want to pile, there's like a circle, right? Which we assume is the
Yeah.
activation zone.
There's like a little platform where
Yeah.
someone or things can stand in, and they would
Okay.
move the telescope.
Okay, I would like to set one of the specimen jars with the monster tentacle.
Mm-hmm.
Want to put that in there. I want to set the specimen jar with the little hermit crab also there. And
Morph.
I would like to, well, first, let me play with the telescope, and I want to aim it at the stage where we fought the thespian or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Where we had all those undead people that we were debating what to do with them. The audience. So I want to zero in on that stage. Okay, so then I want to take out of the bag of goodies, I want to take the phonograph, the electric phonograph, the thing that makes music.
Okay.
And I want to use a cantrip to turn it on. So it's playing music.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling.
All right, I want to set that in the circle too, because I was planning on giving this to those guys on the way back,
Oh,
giving them some music to enjoy. So if this works, it'll just teleport it right there, and we don't have to go back and do it by ourselves, right?
all right.
Anybody else have anything you want to add to the
No,
the
I wanna
circle?
keep the eyeball.
Not necessarily add to the circle, but definitely want to just put a thought out there. Are we prepared to deal with whatever consequences come about from the use of this thing? We aren't sure if it's going to do what it's going to do.
No,
Like, I don't know.
Why the crab's there?
What if this thing causes like a black hole?
Do we
What's
know
a
what that
black
is?
hole?
What if this thing causes some catastrophic event? Are we dealing?
I read it about it in a book one time, what a black hole is. But
Well, I mean, that journal or whatever said that it's been used a few times, right? So it didn't
Yeah.
screw
I'm
anything
like,
up when they
unless
did
it
it.
causes another tear in the sky with the eyeball, I think we'll be fine.
I mean, Moores isn't wrong. Maybe the jumper caused the disaster in the first place. It's entirely possible. If all of you would like to wait in the other room, I'm okay with that.
I'm not missing this show. Forget that.
I need to observe the levels of the battery liquid. Otherwise, I would do this from range. But I need to be here and to watch the battery. But yeah, Legati's ready to pull the lever while not standing in the circle and while looking closely at the battery liquid to see how much this takes.
All right.
Anybody who wants to, I mean, safe distance from a black hole is going to take a while to get to, but
And pretty fast, but do we think it uses more juice the bigger something is? Like, is it only going to use little itty bitty because that's a crab and a thing? Is it going to use more if it teleports one of us?
it's entirely possible. I still think the best way would be to test with small amount of things and then test with one of us if it seems like it's all right.
Okay.
Well, let's discuss plans after we make sure it works. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings
Okay.
if there's no reason.
Gramophone currently is got
Playing
some
music,
music playing.
yeah.
The monster and then the crab on top.
I want to open the top. I'll set the jar of the hermit crab thing on its side so that the hermit crab can get out of it
Yeah.
after this happens. Just
So
not
it's-
before I teleport. I don't want to
Okay.
kill. I don't want to have it trapped in there. You
Okay,
know?
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just you lay it on its side, and
Yeah.
there's a moment where an animal is like fearful if it should get out,
Yeah.
but right now it's not going to move.
Smart.
All right. Pull the lever. Watch the battery.
You see the bubbles from that yellow liquid start to increase. You see that there is a clear drainage of some of the liquid. It goes down about an eighth.
Eighth. Okay.
There in front of the telescope, like beyond a little bit of the frame, there's a tear that opens. It starts to peel open away, and you can hear thunder and rain on the other side. And in a flash of yellow, that tear is gone, and so is the objects you put on the stage.
Okay. Holding my breath, seeing if there's a black hole or anything. When there doesn't seem to be, I shout out that it seemed to have worked, and I'm looking through the telescope. I'm looking to see if the crab exploded, if the crab and the tentacle have merged in some sort of fly Jeff Goldblum situation.
Oh god.
Any signs that this thing is hazardous to biological things to use, or non-biological things, because I don't want all our like books to get destroyed using this.
You look through the peephole, and you see that there was some force that shifted this thing forward in through the tear. So the jar has been smashed against some of the seating areas. Like it got shoved violently. There is some danger of harm. How much harm is unsure, but the crab skitters out, protected by the jar. The
right.
gramophone is on its side. You can't hear. It doesn't transmit sound, but it is on its side. And the other jar where the monster thing has also smashed, and that thing has slithered out. It's dead, gone. It's already bruised and slipped off, but there's just you can just see the flashes of lightning and rain.
I hope they enjoy the show. It seems to have worked. It seems to have taken only about an eighth of our charge, but it is a good observation by Phoenix. If it takes significantly more to transport one of us, we may run out. It does seem to propel you with some velocity, so anyone who does go through should be, duck and roll on the other side. Be prepared for that. I'm willing to go first unless someone else would like to volunteer.
I'll volunteer. I'm
Divas.
like, so I might get beat up a little bit. That sounds fun.
I want to move the telescope back. I mean, we want to go back to the city, right? We want to go back to Model Pier.
Yeah.
All right, so like the sign I saw
Check some
before, like
books.
outside Model Pier, aim it at like some bushes or something,
Okay.
a soft landing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a little berry bush or something like that.
sand dune maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
near the beaches.
Yeah,
So are we just sending me back, or am I like going back with like books or something?
I
should
think
take
we
some
should send
books.
as much stuff as we think can fit in the circle with you.
All right.
Because if this, if we can each do one thing, then we're great. But otherwise, send all the stuff back so that whoever has to get back on foot, hypothetically, if we had someone very speedy who would be able to get back on their own, just spitballing here.
I'm not gonna say.
that
We're
person
gonna
would not
row
have to
a boat,
carry
right?
too much. But ideally, that's not necessary.
I will say I should take the glass specimens in bags, so
Oh yeah,
if
the
I
glass
do
broke.
get flung,
Yeah,
the glasses are contained. So
good thinking.
So I
I
think
want to pile as much books and other stuff in the circle. Yeah,
I'll say we have 3 pillowcases worth of books.
Yeah.
And then we'll say another pillowcase worth of specimen. So, how many pillowcases are you taking, Diva?
probably 2.
Yeah, specimens and books, like
Yeah,
over a different
that's-
shoulder, or just down by your feet.
2 sounds reasonable.
Okay. Start to put over your back. It's kind of like it's a small like stage area, like enough for one person. So you're like kind of squeezed in. Some of the books are kind of protruding a little bit, but you're able to squeeze in, get in a little bit. And looking through the window, do you pull the lever?
I'll pull the lever.
Once again, everything starts to bubble quickly. 1/8 goes down. Tear opens. It is. See, it'd be like. What time would it be? I think it'd be like nighttime at this point. At just turning night, you see sort of the coloration of sort of deep purples and pinks and blues of encroaching night next to a sand dune as it and in a flash where the station was, where some of the books had protruded, about maybe 5 books have been severed in half.
Oops.
And as you are pushed forward, make me a deck save, Diva.
We can mend them, right?
Duh, that's a 10.
Okay, 10. You get pushed forward quickly. You take 4 points of damage as you smack against the sand. It is a wild juxtaposition of being in this old retro-futuristic display center in the middle of this spooky island, and you smell dock areas, and you can hear chatter from a streets far away. It's not as cold over here. It's definitely a little bit warmer. I definitely have the air from the sea, but you are standing in a desert, in a sandy space right now near the beach. And you look to your left and your right, and 2 ends of both of the bags have been severed, and books just start to pile out, like they start to fall out.
Well,
Overly ambitious.
Fair.
I mean, I guess I'll
one bag
start stacking
per
them
person.
together, and I'm all like, okay. So I'm out in the open in the sand, though. Can I like move? Because I know there's supposed to be like a wall of forest. Can I kind of start moving closer to that, or taking the books that way?
You're moving to the wall of what?
Isn't there like a? If I'm in like near the beaches near Model Pier, shouldn't there also be like not a kind of a foresty area, or like on the edge of it?
Oh.
I thought you said wall of force, and I was like,
Yeah, I did too.
what?
So I will say that you are like over here, Diva. You're kind of far away from some of the forests area.
Never mind then. Yeah, then I'll just start like stacking up the books, trying to gather everything back together.
Okay.
I'm watching and making sure that she is alive, and it's
You're
seems
seeing
good.
Diva is currently piling books, looks at some of them that have been severed in half, and is like, all right, well, put that in another pile. Probably the bookcases have been tossed aside, and you're just sort of making a little pile.
All right, one bag per person. Keep your hands and arms inside the circle as much as possible to avoid accidental loss of limbs, possibly. Who wants to go next?
I'll go last because I'm fast.
Good thinking.
That's
all right.
That was
Legati's
all
ready to go.
sarcasm.
Yeah.
All right, Legati, you grab a pillowcase.
Yeah,
of
I mean,
books.
somebody has the sack of stuff too. The everything except for the phonograph, the other artifacts and things that we took. So, but I think we have between the books and everything, it's one per person now.
Yeah, we have one
We
book,
should be okay.
one specimen, and one junk, or not junk, but like
Yeah.
artifacts.
Yeah. I'll get the other bag of books and I'll like have my arms wrapped around it, so it's like in the center.
It's a baby.
If I have to lose part of my hat or something, I'll do that, but I'll keep the books intact.
Kind of squeeze
Priorities.
yourself in as thin as you can.
I'm tall and thin, so I can do that. And
Pull the lever. Once again, the bubbling 1/8 goes down. Tear in front of the telescope, and flash of white. Roll me a deck save.
16.
16. You take 1 point of damage as you
All right.
hit a bit of the sand at high velocity, but the bag flies out, is still tied together, so nothing's going to eject out, but it lands in the sand in front of you. And Diva, from your side, you're currently stacking books, and there is the sound of crackling in the air, like arcane energy just, and then a soft flash of yellow, and Legatius rocketed forward and hits the same sandy area that you hit.
Welcome back.
Like breathing hard, but like looking around. It's like, that's marvelous. going, picking up the books, turning back to like where I came from, waving my hat and giving a thumbs up.
Look in the,
all good.
the telescope.
Shouting even though it doesn't transmit sound. And then, going to stand by Diva to be out of the way of anybody else who comes through.
Which one of you lovelies would like to go next on the ride?
Morse.
Arrow and Phoenix, roll me a perception check.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Love to hear that. 3 again.
Oh, wait. Yeah, dirty 20.
Morse.
I thought it was actually only for
Yeah, I thought you said only
us.
us.
Yeah, whoops. That will be a 21.
21. If you remember, you had to break down the barricade for the front door of the learning center. Though you closed the door, it's not locked.
Shit.
And you hear...
You know what? We should all
open.
go together.
I assume I don't hear it. So I just see these two reacting.
Morris just like a meerkat just goes.
You know what? I push Moors in the circle and rip the.
Does he bring it back with him?
Yeah, I throw him a bag. Catch. Bye.
The dumbfounded look on Moore's face, like, okay, we know we gotta go. Huh?
Whoa.
Kicks your ass in the circle.
Roll me a dex save, Morris.
Oh no. Oof. 2.
Oof.
That's gonna hurt.
This checks because I did.
You take 4 points of damage as you are rocking forward and hit more stone than sand.
Oh.
No.
Glank.
I just look at Arrow and go, listen, I know this is new, but hang on. And she just drags him closer and also rips this thing because she's not about to figure that out.
You guys want to bring it in the bags?
No, we'll leave
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah, now she's dragging me like, whoa, but we still have more.
Wait, can I take it?
Can you take what?
Can I take the bag in both of us, or is there not enough room?
It is basically it's like 2 things. Either you take 2 people and no bags, or 1 person and a bag.
Then she shoves
I'm gonna
him
just
through
hand
with
her
the
a bag and then just like keep her in the center.
Okay.
I like the tussle with going on.
Yeah,
I know,
no.
just give her
Both trying to push each other.
I think you continue to roll off on that.
I would like both of you roll me stealth checks with disadvantage because you're currently arguing.
Shit.
Roll off.
roll off.
Stealth
14.
14. Okay.
Would have been higher.
over 20. 18 plus 5.
With disadvantage,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
All right.
18 and a 19.
you hear these wet, like large feet, like something's moving in like something soaked is stomping through the welcoming center.
We'll
How
be
big?
fine with the eyeball.
Okay, just it's not a problem. I can fight my way out, and I know how to row, and I can handle the wave mother. Just
I
go.
swear to God, Arrow, no.
I won't get in.
And she will shove.
God! If I get shoved, then so be it.
Grabbing a bag.
Pull that lever.
Yeah,
With her in it. She's going.
Roll me a dex save.
Telescope spins around.
This is gonna fucking hurt.
So is it both of us?
Yes.
Wait,
Okay.
oh, you're leaving bags?
Yes. I'm not getting stuck with that thing, and he's not getting
No!
stuck here.
Well, hold on. We can't, let's not force players to do something that they're not aiming to do.
Okay. If he wants the bag, I'd rather him go.
Okay. So
Okay.
go ahead and, Arrow, go and roll me a dex save.
I'll bring it the one. 18.
18. You take 1 point of damage as you roll onto the sand, hitting the dune. Because the sound of the machine bubbling and taking off and snapping, you see bursting through the doors,
Shit.
Phoenix, that the long neck and head of this almost torn to the skull turtle, it is soaked right now, and it's almost like ejecting something on the bottom, like an octopus ink, just this black ichor. It looks to you. Roll me initiative to see if you can beat it to the machine.
Okay. Roll high.
You gotta be faster than a turtle. Come
I
on.
on, you're
hope
not.
so. Okay. 18 plus
you're
3,
monkey.
21.
21. Yeah, I mean, it's better than its 5.
Ha
And she's gonna book it if she's gonna be like, bye, sweetheart, I gotta go.
It has like one leg in. It's trying to push itself because of its shell. It can't. It's trying to break through right now. But you're able to get in. Pull the lever. Roll me a deck save.
I'm good at those. What's the time? Okay. Not so great, but 15.
You're fine. You take 2 points of damage. You take half of that. So 2 points. Landing with all the jars and specimens. And all of you are on a shore close to Model Pier.
Note to self, next time lock the door with barricade.
Arrow's getting up and going over to Phoenix, offering her hand, pulling her up. Never do that again. Thank you.
Why do you have
Appreciate
a
it.
self-sacrifice complex?
As for Diva and Legati, you're like, what was the problem?
Yeah, they came through all scattered. And
Actually,
everything.
I have a question for Phoenix. Did you come with a bag?
Yes, I came with the stupid bag.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, I don't know
Almost
what your
came
problem
with the
is.
turtle too, but you know.
Yeah. Do you say that you?
Yes.
Oh,
Not
was
like
there
a
an
baby
intruder?
cute turtle either.
Is that what it was?
Did it
Big
look
ugly.
like it would know how to work the jumper?
It looked like it would eat me.
Okay.
And they crack
Legati's
it.
like
But
watching
yeah,
the
we should,
space.
we should walk faster because it did try to beat me to it. So let's go.
I grab a stack of books.
You know what? I'm gonna roll D20.
How smart is it?
Oh.
Faster.
If it comes through, only part of it's coming through. It can't
So-
all fit in that circle.
I rolled natural 20. You see the crackling of light,
Oh,
like
shit.
and then just ahead.
Well, it took care of itself.
We can bring that back
Yeah, we
too.
can
That's
take
more
it-
money.
There we go. Head.
Yes, let's string it up on some sort of stick and drag it with us. And
Yeah.
No, actually, we probably take off the my cloak, and like wrap it around its head because you don't want to be seen with that.
Yeah, we can't just be walking around like this.
so, did I do the math right? Would there be one charge left on that thing after
would-
the turtle?
There'd be one charge left.
Okay, so
Well, let's
somebody can use it one
So
time
nothing
if somebody
comes-
ends up there.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sucks for a group.
I need a nap.
All of this has happened, and Moors is still lying face
I will
down,
go help more.
comfy. like I don't know why I have to adventure. Like just lay right here. It's so comfy and just
Soft sand.
rocky.
Sorry, man. But there was a thing breaking through the door.
Uh,
You land in sand. She pats him on the back. Help you.
she pats me on the back. She hears the rock.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. All right, well, help you.
I'm assuming our destination right now is going to go to Ambrosia, correct?
Yeah, I want to drop all of this stuff in her house.
Alright.
Get her to pay us now if she will, but yeah.
Nobody
Before we get into that-
touch anything in that woman's house.
Before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a quick break.
Okay.
And we'll see the payments and what occurs with Ambrosia.
All right.
See you guys in 10. And we're back. You guys currently collecting your things, finding new ways to repackage a lot of the books. Some of them have been severed. There's now a head of a mutated turtle
In a bag.
in a bag, wrapped up, probably getting like a sled or something to carry a carriage that could be easily procured here on the outskirts of Muddle Pier. Bring it in. It's very late evening, kind of like near 10 p.m. or so. starting to drag it off to the dock district of Model Pier, where Shoreside Antiquities sits. There's a soft candlelight coming inside that you can see through some of the windows, and a couple figures moving inside. How do you approach?
Let Legati lead.
Yep.
Yeah, Legati is heading towards Ambrosia's, wherever Ambrosia's is.
Yeah. You're at the Shoreside Antiquities, basically where she is her shop and her homestead. There is a soft candlelight inside. You can see some shadowy figures.
Knocking on the door, loud.
We're fucking closed. What do you want?
You'll want to open up for us. We have returned from the island.
Oh shit, Legati, is that you?
Yes.
Door, you hear like the sound of locks undoing, and finally the door opens. You see Izzy stand before you. She's not like fully dressed up. She's got like a nightcap, and she's like just like you see there's a broom in her hand. She's just been sweeping for the night. She's like, "Holy fuck! Wow, you smell like shit."
Bring it in, everyone. We want to dump everything on the floor right in the middle of the place.
You start walking in. She's like, "I just swept."
I nicely put my stuff in a corner.
Tracking in sand and mud.
Oh, I hate you all. Ambrosia, your friends.
Arrow was inside a monster like an hour
yeah.
ago.
It's alright.
Ambrosia, sort of a robe over her, has sort of like a cap over her hair, comes in. Wow, like it's only been a few days.
A long few days.
We're very good at what we do.
Clearly, I was expecting a week travel, but a little less than that. Wonderful. And looks at the pile, and there's a moment of like ecstatic, like very excited, and she tries to simmer that down a little bit,
Careful
trying to keep face, and she goes,
when you open that one, and I point to the one with the head in it.
Oh, yeah.
she'll move to that immediately and start to peek at it. Goes, okay.
Don't eat anything or drink anything.
Why would I eat?
I'm just adding a disclaimer.
Well, because, and I point to one of the jars, whatever that was people, but they drunk the rainwater.
Yeah. Try to kill us.
We have a lot to explain. You'll probably want to reserve several hours. Does not need to be right now, but suffice to say, we have earned every bit of coin that we were promised, and likely more.
To reward us for our trauma.
Exactly. Also, we got him out of the Ruby Rod. By the way, there's whole extra information about what they witnessed within the Ruby Rod that is probably worth additional funds, directly related to your recent research in the desert.
Roll me
And my trauma.
I will ask for 2 people to roll me persuasion checks.
Not me.
All right. Who has our best charisma here?
He's a diva.
I'm gonna say
I don't
because
think
you were
we
doing
actually
majority of the talking, Legati, you're gonna be one of those
I got
people.
a +1 at persuasion, so.
I think I have the same. Mors, you're the one who actually talked. What's yours?
Oh, I have a +2 to charisma,
Oh, never mind.
but not persuasion.
Persuasion's +3. All right.
Yeah,
In my brain, I thought it was lower. Where's my D20? There's.
This is not a charisma crew.
No.
No, it's not.
We're get things done, crew.
I only got a 10, but I am prepared to, like... I have a lot of information in my head that I will
I'm
not
saying
give
things
her.
more out of spite. I hate you all. 21.
All right.
There you go.
21. I think you start to give her like the cliff notes of the rod, what you experienced on the actual isle, informing sort of like a little bit of history, mentioning that you can read more about it in the books we found, and sort of writing down what you can. She's going to try to keep you as long as you can, even though it's late and you guys are probably really tired. She is not tired, and she wants to learn and soak up as much as she can get from you guys. So I think you guys spend a few hours here So it's way past midnight at this point. But you are describing, she's asking you numerous questions like, what else did you... So you saw statues of yourself?
Yeah, there's like there were statues, like we were deities, and they must have thought of an opinion of us. But yeah, that happened.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize for that mess that occurred. After the whole event with the torn chain, I've been somewhat a little bit tired and sick. I've been sleeping that off, so I haven't had a chance to go through what I found in the desert, so everything was sort of just scattered around. It is unfortunate that the rod smashed. Like, I'm sure you would have described a little bit of the scenario.
The giant smashed it.
The giant
was destroyed.
The rod experienced a smashing.
An untimely event.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she kind of taps like Morris's and Diva's shoulders and goes, I'm at least proud. I'm happy that you guys are safe. I'm sorry that that occurred to you all.
Yeah, death by tidal wave would have been an interesting way to go.
I don't know if that would have happened if Diva wouldn't have tried to usurp my throne.
I didn't try to usurp your throne. You try to take over people.
Phoenix is half passed out on Arrow's shoulder, like, done.
Yeah. She goes, there's clearly a lot more that I need to learn about when it comes to the Arcano situation. When we were uncovering things, we only got up to the Kartok's crypt, which, if I remember telling you, Legati was the unnerved man.
Mm-hmm.
So we only got so far. So I assumed that it was a small village. If what you're telling me is that it was a large city in the desert, that means I need to find another excuse to get back to the desert. That'd be fun. But I've been a bit annoyed and off my game as of late, which is why I should have been more careful about my objects. Yeah, I've been getting bothered a bit, so.
Bothered by what?
A few shop owners have been talking to me as of late. Even before I set you off on your journey. They've been checking in with me, asking me if I wanted to join some kind of union or guild. But it's a bunch of collection of non-uniform skilled owners of businesses, so it didn't seem prudent for me to join. So it was a bit annoying. But yeah. And you said that the name of the Lone Guard's its true name is Mael. I am not familiar with that.
We learned a great deal that I do not believe is in any existing histories or record books. The guy has more to say, and Legati will talk to her for hours, like on another day, everything he has in his head memorized. But he wants to know how much money we're getting first.
She kind of looks over a lot of the stuff and looks at like the actual physical objects that you brought, like not the gramophone, but definitely like the LCD screen and all the other sort of artifacts.
Yeah.
And she starts to cast like little cantrips to see if it works as per your instructions. You see the light goes on and off. She sees the pictures of sort of the Baker's family. And she's like, okay, well, Izzy, do you mind going to the back and grabbing the reserves I had? And I think for the amount of these books as well as sort of actual physical artifacts, I think we can procure a lot more. See what we can grab. Daisy goes back, holding 2 sacks and going, holy fucking shit! God damn it! And she will provide you 4,500 gold.
We will take it.
Whew. Wow.
We'll divide this up back in the, what is the place? The Red Mall?
Red Maw.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, whenever you get a chance, Legati, I would love to pick your brain a little bit more, what you found. But it is nearing 1 a.m. or so, so maybe we should get some rest.
Half awake in the back. What?
It's a good idea. I'll be back tomorrow or the next day, and we have a great deal to discuss.
Okay. Are you guys heading to the Red Maw?
Nowhere else to go.
I know. I'm like, I'll go if we're not staying here. I'm concerned about the two sleepy heads back there.
Oh
I'm
yeah, she's
fine.
passed out on her own shoulder.
I'm a night owl, preferably.
You don't
It's
sleep.
most likely
Right?
open, so I'm fine with going back to the Red Mall. I could sleep in my own bed tonight.
All right. Heading back to the Red Maw. You see the Red Maw. There are some loose floorboards and planks of wood outside leaning against the side. There is a small banner that says under new management.
What?
Was that unresolved when we left? Is who was gonna inherit it potentially?
I mean, I'm going with the positive and hope that's what happened, but now I'm hearing something about some guild too. I'm concerned. I walk in.
You walk in. You see there is Josh Haynes behind the counter talking to Madam Uli. And I should have also mentioned, like, the sign would have also said, like, in construction right now as well. Like, they're not accepting patronage right now because they're currently, you see that some of the broken and sort of like wood flooring that needed to be replaced are currently being worked on. A little bit of the Red Maw is getting refurbished, and a lot of Mr. Tanner's like signature iconography and illustrations and pictures have been taken off. It's a little less gaudy up in here.
Yay.
Uli kind of looks at the door as it opens, not expecting anyone, and goes, "Darling, you're back. Where have you been?"
Finding work. At least to pay off the fee.
Haynes kind of looks tired and goes, You went to go get money? You got a job?"
I mean, we had a job. The job is finished.
Great. Cool. Amazing. I have another job if you want it, but if it paid well, we don't need this.
Is it like a paper in his hand?
It looks like a work order.
I'm
Like a
gonna
work contract.
take it just in case, because I'm gonna let Legati do the math on that. So.
Perfect. Sounds great. Welcome to our establishment now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. A few representatives from Outslock's Crested Bank. Like a few hours after you guys left, or we couldn't find you, they came with papers ready to purchase the tavern. Which is weird, because it takes a long time for those papers to get in order. So they had it ready. And because Mr. Tanner never listed any of his employees as successors or business partners, and he never wrote a will, hubris of a man thinking that he's the only hero here, they were ready to swoop in and purchase. You see Uli sort of tap his shoulder and goes, "Luckily, Mr. Haynes was able to outbid them. And now he is the co-owner alongside with me and Wisa."
I mean, that worked out. I thought you didn't have any money.
I don't.
How outbid?
And now I don't have a home. So this is my home.
So it's now a restaurant. A restaurant, lawyer's office, and a bordello.
No, I need an actual office registered to practice law, and I cannot do that here. So
Fair.
this is my new home a little bit, and I will save up until I can get a new office.
It's okay. The girls, I'm sure, find you adorable, and they all love a lawyer.
He looks over to some of the working ladies who are just like, I'll be all right. The banks wanted to argue about the estimated amount of my office, but because they heard about my win against prosecutor Yuka, they decided to back off. So I got a pretty good amount. Apparently properties in the south side are worth a lot. Also, Diva, hands you some documents and says, this is a permit for you to basically a permit for transfer you to be here in the kingdom. It is good for 5 years, then you have to renew.
Thank you.
Yeah. The folks down at the government office pressured me since they wanted to know what value you provided to the kingdom. I simply just said that you were in hospitality, and they didn't ask any further.
I like that. Accurate.
I asked Miss Woolley here what I should say, and she said that or something else, and I went with that.
Hospitality, entertainer, all accurate.
But great. By the way, I spoke with. I think Harvey is probably in, or Harper is in the restroom right now. But I was going to talk to him in terms of like what you guys owe. He said that he was able to deduct 500 from your total amount. So the fee right now is only 2,000.
Is that intentionally higher than it actually was?
Yeah, I thought it
before?
was 1,500.
It was 1,500 before.
Oh, apologies. I was looking at a different amount. Yeah, it would be 1,000 this
We
point.
charged you
All right, I'm
more.
hoping. I have it written. I want to make sure this is not a conspiracy screwing us over again.
Founder's
fair,
fee
fair.
added to that.
No,
The
that's
interest.
just that's just a DM. Forgetfulness right there.
All right, 1,000. All right. Nagati wants a table and then could start counting and looking at our ledger of stuff.
All right, you can start going through that. Yeah, Diva, you have the work order. And it is a work order from, and I'm going to screw up the name. Paleontologist? Something, it's a scientist that studies like the soil.
Bones.
Yeah. It is from the soil scientist in the castle, Outslaw Castle, looking to investigate the soil in the Handle Woods, with a payment of 1,000 gold pieces upon completion.
I'll take it, and I kind of go back to the table. I'm like, I know our adventure sounds like it might be done soon, or forced adventure might be done soon, but this was also presented to us.
1,000's not bad.
I'm like, we do work well together. Why not?
I am interested in anything that takes us out of the city. When I talk to Ambrosia in the coming days, I'll also discuss when she plans to go back to the desert next. I know we had some interest in potentially comparing what we see there to what we see there to your visions in the rod. But yeah, in the short term, money is money, and yes, it'd be nice not to. I just miss the island already, and
Be
like
nice
to
not
get
to
out
be
of the
broke.
city.
Uh,
Yes.
I think you see Haynes kind of looming a little bit, sort of unsure how to connect this, and goes, yeah. I cannot tell you how many strings I had to pull to get that job. The pay is somewhat decent. You know, there apparently is a possibility of danger. But from what my contact told me is that the possibilities of further wealth is endless, whatever that means. So like 40 years ago, the old members of the Forward Guard, and then he's like, wait, I got, sort of goes into his jacket, pulls out like a collectible baseball card, almost esque, with sort of like all these individual members that have like the Forward Guard, and it's like very old and laminated, and he's like, this kid, I love them, they were great. They went into the Handle Woods to dispatch a thieving band of centaurs and their leader, a red dragon. The Forward Guard, bless the guards, really. They took down the dragon and the centaurs, and as you can imagine, a red dragon's corpse is still dangerous. even after it's dead. So it's been kind of seeping into the ground. So for 40 years, the crown has forbid anyone to go into a certain section of the Handle Woods because of the dangers. But it's been 40 years, and so now the crown, as well as these soil scientists, have been curious to see if it's still dangerous or if it's safe. And so they're just looking for information. All they ask is for a sample of the soil and to be returned to Outslock. There's sort of a little office there that you can do so, and they will pay you. Mind you, no one has ventured into the woods, into this little section of the woods, for a while. So, could be dangerous.
I mean, we just came back from Lone Guard. I don't think that's much of an issue.
What?
Yeah. It's a long story.
Okay. He puts down the baseball card. Who looks at it?
I'll look at it.
Okay. You look at it. There is it's like classic baseball card like poses of someone with like a weapon behind their back, another person sort of like with a smile and like two hands on their hips. There is a minotaur who looks very, very strong and pompous, sort of looks out with his chest up. Two half elves, a human woman, and the sea elf man, kind of in his prime, with the trident ready.
No rabbit folk or anything like that?
No rabbit folk.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a couple of names on that. Phoenix, do you look at the card?
I was gonna ask if I could.
You look at the card and the sea elf looks so familiar. And you see on the card, when it labels sort of like left to right, Obadiah Beck.
She just smiles. You said this was 40 years ago?
40 years ago. You see Obadiah in his Obi in his prime.
I think she audibly says, he looks good there. And then just kind of stands off in the corner, thinks a little bit. Where'd you get that card from, Josh?
Oh, I got it. So in the capital, occasionally when they have like events, when they have like new versions of the forward guard, because they're getting new members all the time, and sometimes people retire, some people unfortunately die, and they have to replenish their team.
Do they keep records of who's died and who hasn't?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there's a bunch of nerds out there who obsess about the forward guard, who like have like all their collective cards. I got these ones because Boris is fucking awesome. Obadiah is also pretty awesome as well. So
He was. He made this, and she takes off her staff and she hands it to him.
Like a replica? What the fuck are you talking about?
Obadiah Beck was my trainer. Remember when I asked you if you knew anything about Wills? And sadly, he's passed on.
Hold on. He retired several years ago.
He retired to Anburn when I was 15. I'm 25 now.
No one knew where he went.
Nobody wants to go to Anburn.
Oh.
I actually have to tell his ex-wife and his kids that he is no longer around, so that's why I'm here.
I don't know where they are. Sorry.
Selenate, I don't know exactly where. He was very good at keeping secrets. One moment.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think Joshua just sort of is a bit geeking out right now. You see, he idolizes these classic heroes.
He was a very kind man. will beat your ass at 72, but
All I know is that there's been stories about him able to knock someone out in a single punch.
oh yeah. I've had my ass handed to me a couple of times.
I think
More than a couple.
I think he trained Wakia?
The rabbit folk?
Yeah.
He's a very good trainer.
Cool. Wow. Can I touch your staff?
That's so weird. She takes it off her back. Hands it. It's carved out of bone.
And then does like a wild swing and hit something like a chair. And he's like, okay, I have to give it back to you. Sorry about that. This is my place. I will repair that.
She puts it back on her back.
Awesome. All right. Well,
If you like to talk about him sometime, I wouldn't mind.
I would get, yeah, absolutely. And if you want to do the mission, the contract, that's cool too. I'm gonna go rest. It's late. You guys should too. Maybe take a bath.
Yeah. Some of us got eaten and tentacled.
And you guys are able to go to your rooms. And the way we're going to end this is, Diva, you go to your room. Finally, that yellow tape is gone. There is no one preventing you to going in. You open the door and you are hit with the smell of blood and perfume. And make me a wisdom save.
Uh-oh.
Ugh, okay. Yeah, checks. 9.
9. Claw marks, furniture broken, tears of the comforter, and flash backs to a night of screams, taste of iron and sweet meat. Mother would be proud. You have fed the beast for the first time that night, and that mark, a passage will forever be with you. And you're left with that memory, so we're going to end today's session.
Interesting.
Thank you
Too
so
many
much.
voices in my head.
Thank you so much for joining us for session 12. We'll check you guys next time.